can change files?
Well, we can. At the moment, we haven't set it up so that you can. Although that is definitely on the. That was definitely on my agenda, but I'm having a really hard time convincing the ministry that it should be a priority for them in economic times to allow.
Points as well as shares.
Yeah. So at the moment, you can only suck in, you can only plot your own points. But you know, to set it up so that people plot their own shapes, it's $10,000 to $20,000 worth of work on that sort of order. It's just not a priority for the ministry at the moment, unfortunately, because I think it's a great pain.
Once you select the layers and finish them all up, does that result in that markable?
Is it what's that?
It's markable. You can save that link and get back to it again, or you have to start again?
On the old NABIS you couldn't. On the new NABIS, I'm not certain that was written into the requirements. We did want it so that you could send a URL of what you were displaying to someone else in an email, but I don't know if they've actually fully implemented it. Again, it's another sort of, it's one of the things that got prioritised off the list when, I'm not certain, no, they came, I saw it demonstrated at one stage, but I don't think they ever implemented it.
Can you save your query?
No, not at the moment.
And is it just delivering graphic images to the screen, or are you able to connect that to a WMS or whatever, let's say?
That's a really good one. The answer was NABIS was supposed to go live with WMS yesterday, and we were hoping. We think when we go live with WMS, we might be the first government department to properly do so. There's a whole lot of other government departments that say they've done so, but when you actually go and try and use it, it doesn't work.
What is WMS?
It means that you can. I'll come to this diagram. Here's NABIS. And there's the ministry's firewall. There's actually two versions of NABIS, one outside the ministry's firewall and one inside the ministry's firewall. Underneath NABIS is something called spatial data infrastructure, which Julian will talk to you about for hours given a chance, which is basically made up of data and tools. And WMS is a means by which an external party could come on and could send a signal across to here, grab one of our data layers and pull it back onto your application. If you had whether you've got map info or ArcGIS sitting on your laptop or PC, you could go off and pull off the electronic version of our data layer and load it back onto your machine. So it's enabling you to actually take a copy of one of our data layers. So rather than just viewing it on your screen, you can actually pull the raw data back onto your
copy of say a raster data set distribution to fish.
Yeah.
I didn't reverse. So because you can, I'm not uploading local data, so can you pull in your own WMS layers and others?
Yes, except for the fact there are no other sources. Well, we have really struggled to find them anyway. We have gone out there and looked for other agencies in New Zealand that are presenting data in WMS format. Now, there are a lot of agencies in New Zealand that are claiming to be presenting data in genuine WMS format, but when you go to actually try and pull their data off, you discover either that you need some sort of that they've password protected it and you need a password, or that they're using a software-specific version of WMS. So they've created an Esri-only WMS, which in all honesty is just hopeless.
So we will soon be providing WMS layers on the exact standards.
What's the number for?
Web mapping services.
What's the performance like with the number of layers turned on? I mean, obviously 750 layers, you're not going to have one turned on.
It depends. I mean, it obviously depends on the speed of your internet connection. I tried it from here before, and it was more rubber bands than broadband. But you know, when I try it from home, the redraw times are under 5 seconds. You don't get to step away from your desk. Yeah, we get about 3,000 unique users a month. Now, some of those unique users will go back multiple times, but one of the things when you're tracking people over the internet, it's actually really hard to identify an individual person. You know, they come in over an IP address, and you don't know their IP address, at the end of that IP address is 1 person or 17 person. Well, it's just, we can distinguish about 3,000 unique IP addresses accessing every month.
Are there migratory fish data in there as well, or just?
Yeah, but with migratory fish data, it tends to be a bit hopeless because if it's highly migratory, it just turns out also, you know, you just colour the whole area around New Zealand the same colour. Southern bluefin tuna, just everything from, you know, cooked straight up is just a uniform colour because they can be anywhere.
What about like freshwater fish that go out, like didromus?
Sorry, what's it?
Didromus fish fish that go out to sea and come back in, like eels or.
We're not tracking it at that close a period of time. You know, we couldn't see nothing in NABIS gives you a display by month. It's just a scientist's interpretation of where these things exist. It's not showing you. It's not actually tracking fish live.
The catch observer database, that's the things that are fished.
Yeah, it's not there yet, but the previous NABIS we had it. That data is stored out in NIWA, and the previous NABIS we had. We had it set up so that we were plotting the trawl survey database, which is located at NIWA, on NABIS. So we proved with the previous one that we could plot other agencies, plot data that's sitting in another agency using NABIS, but we haven't implemented that on this one.